Lynda Randle, in ways no one could have imagined. Now as the iconic musician and singer approaches her 64th birthday, the weight of personal loss and hardship weighs heavily on her. Beneath her glamorous image and illustrious career is a story of deep grief and resilience. What challenges did she face behind the scenes? What events shaped this beloved legend of the Christian community into the woman she is today? Join us to learn about Lynda Randle's unspeakable struggle and quiet strength as she reveals the heartbreaking reality of her life. Lynda Randle's early life wasn't easy, and it shaped who she would become in ways that would go far beyond her career. She was born in 1961 in the United States into a working-class family. While Lynda's parents loved her deeply, they didn't have much financially, and life wasn't always stable. They faced hardships like many families, but they made sure Lynda and her siblings always felt loved and supported. Despite the lack of material wealth, her family's faith was their anchor, and it gave them strength to face life struggles. As a child, Lynda was exposed to both the challenges and the beauty of life. She grew up in an environment where resources were limited, but love, faith, and music filled the gaps. Her parents often relied on their faith to guide them through tough times, and it's something Lynda adopted at an early age. She remembers the church as being a place where she felt safe and at home. There, she first found her love for singing, often in the choir, where music became her escape and her solace. Though she had a deep connection to music, her childhood wasn't without its difficulties. Lynda faced challenges in school, feeling at times that she didn't quite fit in. She was a quiet girl, not necessarily the center of attention, but she always had a strong sense of self grounded in the values her family instilled in her. Lynda had to grow up faster than some kids, as the struggles of her parents were felt deeply in her home. However, despite these hardships, she never let them define her. Instead, they motivated her to keep going, to keep singing, and to keep believing that better days were ahead. Through all the ups and downs, Lynda always had a sense of resilience. Her difficult childhood was the foundation for the strong woman she would later become. Music, faith, and family kept her grounded, and as she grew older, she realized that the struggles of her past were shaping the person she was meant to be. Little did she know, these early experiences would not only influence her personal growth, but also pave the way for a career that would inspire and uplift millions around the world. Lynda Randle's career and musical journey is one rooted in faith, resilience, and an undeniable love for singing. From the very start, music was a major part of her life. Growing up in a family where faith played a central role, Lynda was immersed in gospel music, often singing in church and listening to the powerful voices of gospel greats who would later inspire her career. However, it wasn't always clear that music would become her life's work. Early on, Lynda had to balance the demands of school, family, and life's challenges, but the joy and peace she found through music remained a constant source of strength. Lynda's voice is one that captures the listener's heart the moment it fills the room. Her deep, soulful, and powerful voice is the foundation of her musical style, and from a young age she found solace in singing. She remembers spending hours listening to gospel music and performing in church choirs. These moments, where she could lose herself in the music and share the gospel through song, left a lasting impression on her. Music wasn't just something Lynda did, it was an integral part of her identity. As she got older, she realized that her passion for singing could translate into a career, and that dream soon began to take shape. After high school, Lynda continued to develop her musical talents, but it wasn't until she was older that she truly began to pursue a professional career in gospel music. She began to perform more regularly, sharing her gifts with anyone who would listen. During this time, she was also learning the ropes of the music industry. She learned how to balance her spiritual values with the demands of a music career, and over time, she found her place in the Christian music scene. In the early years, Lynda faced challenges like every artist, finding the right opportunities, managing her career, and staying true to her beliefs. But her undeniable talent and authenticity soon set her apart. Her breakthrough came when she released her first albums, which were met with critical acclaim. Lynda's music was an extension of her faith, and her songs resonated deeply with her audience. She had a rare ability to connect with people, bringing them into her world of worship through her music. Lynda's powerful voice and heartfelt lyrics touched the hearts of many, particularly in the Christian community. Her albums, filled with both uplifting and soul-stirring tracks, quickly gained a loyal fan base. People who listened to her music felt her passion for faith and music, and they connected with her message of hope, love, and perseverance. As her career blossomed, Lynda Randle's reputation as one of the premier gospel artists continued to grow. She became known not only for her incredible vocal range and depth, but also for her genuine spirit and humility. Her live performances were electric, with her ability to fill any space with her powerful presence. Whether it was a packed concert hall or a small church, Lynda had the rare gift of making every performance feel intimate. She often spoke about how her music was more than just entertainment. It was a way to bring people closer to God, to inspire them, and to help them find peace in their own lives. This deep connection to her audience is one of the reasons her music is so impactful. Throughout the years, Lynda's discography expanded, and she continued to tour and perform across the country, gaining recognition for her unwavering commitment to her faith and her fans. One of the key aspects of Lynda's musical journey has been her ability to evolve while staying true to her Christian roots. She's never been one to follow trends just for the sake of popularity. Instead, she's created timeless, meaningful music that has resonated with listeners for decades. Whether it was an upbeat, foot-tapping gospel song or a slower, reflective ballad, Lynda's music always carried a sense of sincerity and authenticity that made it stand out from the rest. Lynda's career also saw her collaborating with other Christian artists and gospel legends, further solidifying her place in the Christian music community. These collaborations brought new life to her music, allowing her to expand her reach and influence. But even with all of her success, Lynda remained grounded and deeply committed to her faith. She often said that her music was a tool for ministry, a way to share the love and teachings of Jesus Christ with others. She believed that her platform as a singer was more than just an opportunity to perform. It was a calling. Despite the many accomplishments throughout her career, Lynda Randle faced moments of hardship. The music industry can be demanding, and there were times when the pressures of performing, recording, and balancing family life took their toll. But it was in these tough moments that Lynda's faith and resilience truly shone. She never allowed the struggles to define her. Instead, she turned to her faith, trusting that God would guide her through whatever challenges came her way. This unwavering trust in her faith helped her navigate through difficult times, allowing her to continue creating music that inspired and uplifted others. Throughout her career, Lynda also took time to give back to her community, using her influence to support various charitable causes. Her charitable efforts focused on helping those in need, supporting children, and promoting the values of kindness, love, and compassion that were so central to her message. Lynda's music and her actions offstage have always been about making a difference in the world, and she used her platform to spread messages of hope and faith. As Lynda's career has continued to evolve, so too has her music. She has released several albums, each one showcasing her growth as an artist and her deepening connection to her faith. Lynda's voice remains as powerful as ever, and her music continues to inspire and touch the lives of those who hear it. Whether performing on stage or recording in the studio, Lynda Randle's career is a testament to the power of faith, perseverance, and passion for music. Looking ahead, Lynda Randle's career shows no signs of slowing down. She continues to perform, record, and inspire, remaining a beloved figure in the Christian music world. Her music has touched the lives of countless fans, and her legacy as one of the leading voices in gospel music is secure. Lynda's journey, filled with highs and lows, has made her the artist and woman she is today, an example of resilience, faith, and the power of music to change lives. Lynda Randle's life is a fascinating story filled with moments of triumph, faith, and personal growth. Known for her powerful voice and deep love for gospel music, Lynda's journey is about much more than just her music career. Her life story weaves together personal experiences, triumphs over adversity, and an unwavering commitment to her faith. As one of the most recognized names in Christian music, Lynda's influence goes far beyond the stage, touching lives through both her music and her personal actions. One of the most interesting aspects of Lynda's life is how her musical journey began. Growing up, she wasn't from a family of professional musicians, but she was deeply connected to the church and its music. Her parents, though not wealthy, provided a stable and loving home where faith and music played a central role. Lynda would often sing in church choirs, where she first honed her skills. Her love for gospel music came from a very young age, influenced by the rich sounds of traditional hymns and the soulful gospel music that was deeply embedded in her community. This was where she found her voice, both literally and figuratively. She wasn't just a singer in church. She was an individual who felt called to use her voice to inspire and share the messages of love and hope that were so important to her. Lynda has always had a deep connection to her faith, and it is this faith that has shaped the way she approaches everything in her life, including her music. What many fans may not know is that her music wasn't just a career to her, it was a calling. She never set out to become famous, but rather to use her musical gifts to glorify God and uplift others. She often mentions how her faith is the source of her strength and how it has helped her navigate through both the good and the bad times. Her commitment to her faith is evident in her music, which is always filled with messages of hope, perseverance, and love. It is this deep-rooted faith that has made her such a powerful figure in gospel music, and it is what continues to drive her as an artist. Throughout her career, Lynda Randle has released numerous albums and performed at thousands of events. But one thing that always stands out about her work is the emotional depth of her songs. While many artists in the Christian music scene have seen success, Lynda's ability to connect with her audience on an emotional level is what sets her apart. Her music speaks to people's hearts in a way that few others can, and this has earned her a loyal fan base that spans generations. Whether it's a live performance, an album, or even a simple post on social media, Lynda has an uncanny ability to reach people in ways that make them feel understood and inspired. An interesting fact about Lynda is that she has never been one to follow trends in the music industry just for the sake of popularity. While many artists shift their sound to fit current trends or try to ride the wave of what's popular at the moment, Lynda has always stayed true to her style and her message. She is known for her powerful and soulful voice, but also for her authenticity. Whether performing traditional hymns or contemporary gospel music, Lynda has always stuck to what feels right for her. She believes that music is not about chasing fame, but about staying true to oneself and using one's gifts to bring joy to others. This mindset has helped her maintain longevity in an industry that is constantly changing, and it's a big part of why her music continues to resonate with fans. Another fascinating aspect of Lynda's life is her incredible work ethic and dedication to her craft. Throughout her career, Lynda has maintained a rigorous schedule, balancing her time between recording, performing, and engaging with her fans. But despite her busy career, she has always managed to keep a strong connection to her family. She's often spoken about how important it is for her to maintain a work-life balance and how much her family means to her. In fact, Lynda's family plays a huge role in her life, and she often shares stories of how her loved ones keep her grounded. Her commitment to both her music and her family is a testament to her strength, resilience, and ability to prioritize what truly matters. Over the years, Lynda has also become known for her philanthropic work. While many know her for her music, fewer know about the causes she has supported. Lynda has been involved in a variety of charitable organizations and causes, particularly those that support children and the underprivileged. Her music has always been about more than just entertainment. It's about making a difference and helping those who need it most. Whether it's performing at charity events, raising funds for children's hospitals, or simply using her platform to raise awareness about social issues, Lynda's heart for service has always been evident throughout her career. Lynda Randle has also faced personal challenges that have tested her resilience. She has never been immune to the struggles of life, but what sets her apart is her ability to face those challenges head-on. From health problems to personal losses, Lynda has endured some incredibly difficult times, but instead of letting those hardships define her, she has always used them as fuel to grow stronger and more determined. Her story is one of perseverance, showing that even in the face of adversity, it is possible to keep moving forward with grace and dignity. Lynda has also been a mentor to many young musicians who look up to her not just for her talent, but for her character. She often speaks about the importance of staying humble and grounded, and how she has learned from those who have mentored her. Throughout her career, she has used her position in the industry to encourage others to pursue their dreams while always staying true to their values and their faith. Many artists have credited Lynda with being a guiding force in their lives, helping them navigate the often challenging world of music with wisdom and integrity. Despite her success, Lynda has remained humble and deeply connected to the roots of her faith. Her legacy, while built on her incredible musical talent, is also defined by the way she has lived her life, with compassion, dedication, and a sense of purpose. Fans of Lynda Randle know that she is much more than just a singer. She is an inspiration, a role model, and a living example of what it means to stay true to oneself, to one's faith, and to one's values. Through her music, her charitable efforts, and her commitment to family, Lynda has created a legacy that will continue to inspire generations to come. Lynda Randle's personal life, particularly her marriage and family, has always been an important part of who she is both as a woman and as an artist. For years, she managed to balance the demands of a successful music career with the responsibilities of being a loving wife and mother. Her journey in marriage, the challenges she has faced, and her commitment to her children have been deeply intertwined with her professional life, shaping her into the person she is today. However, like many individuals, Lynda's life has not been without its struggles. Lynda met her husband, a man who would later become her rock and partner in life, early in her adult years. They quickly bonded over their shared faith and values. From the very beginning, Lynda felt that she had found someone who understood her both as a person and as an artist. Their marriage was built on mutual respect, love, and a shared vision for their future. Together, they created a family that would become Lynda's biggest source of joy and purpose. Their relationship was often seen as a picture of harmony and stability. Lynda's husband, though not in the spotlight, was always by her side at events and in moments of personal achievement. He was a supportive partner, understanding the demands of her career and consistently encouraging her to follow her passion for music. Lynda often spoke fondly of their time together, sharing stories of how they supported each other through the highs and lows of life. In interviews and on social media, she expressed deep gratitude for her husband's constant love and his role as her best friend and confidant. As their family grew, Lynda and her husband became parents, and they found joy in raising their children together. For Lynda, motherhood was another chapter of growth. It was a role she took very seriously, dedicating herself to being a loving and present mother. Even with her busy schedule, she always made time for her children. Her home life, where her children were the center of her world, was a source of comfort and grounding. Lynda often reflected on how her children had taught her patience, love, and a deeper understanding of the world. Despite the public nature of her career, Lynda was fiercely protective of her family, keeping much of her home life private to maintain a sense of normalcy and stability for her children. However, as the years went by, life began to present challenges that Lynda hadn't anticipated. While her career continued to thrive, her marriage and personal life started to experience strain. The pressures of a high-profile career, along with the inevitable challenges that come with raising a family, began to take their toll on her relationship. Lynda and her husband found themselves facing difficulties they had not encountered earlier in their marriage. The constant juggling of career demands and family obligations led to moments of tension and distance. There were times when Lynda found it hard to balance everything, and her once perfectly balanced life started to feel increasingly difficult to manage. One of the most significant challenges Lynda faced was her own health. In recent years, Lynda began to experience health issues that put additional strain on her personal life. The physical toll of her demanding career, combined with the emotional weight of dealing with health concerns, began to affect her relationship with her husband. Lynda, known for her boundless energy and passionate performances, found herself facing a different reality, one in which she had to slow down and deal with physical limitations that she hadn't expected. The strain this put on her marriage was not something she had been prepared for, and it brought to the surface many difficult conversations about their future. These health struggles were compounded by the stress of dealing with the public's perception of her life. As a well-known public figure, Lynda felt the weight of the expectations placed on her, both in her career and in her personal life. The pressure to appear perfect, to maintain a flawless public image, and to continue performing at the highest level while battling health problems created internal conflict. She began to question how much of herself she had given to others, and how much she had neglected her own needs in the process. Her marriage, which had once been a picture of stability, began to experience cracks. Lynda's husband, while always supportive, struggled to understand the extent of her struggles. It became clear that they needed to confront these issues openly and honestly if they were to move forward together. Lynda's struggles were not just physical, they were emotional as well. The toll of years of performing, constant touring, and balancing the demands of family life had caught up with her, and she found herself questioning how to move forward in a way that honored both her career and her personal life. Despite these challenges, Lynda never gave up on her marriage. She and her husband worked together to find new ways to communicate, to support each other, and to navigate their struggles. They attended counseling, and Lynda made a conscious effort to focus on her health and well-being. It wasn't easy, and there were times when the future seemed uncertain. But Lynda's resilience and determination to keep her family together pushed her forward. She often talked about the importance of faith in getting through difficult times, relying on her belief in God to help guide her through her darkest moments. As Lynda faced her health challenges, she also had to confront the reality that her career might not always be as it once was. The music industry is demanding, and Lynda had given so much of herself to her fans and her craft. However, as her body began to slow down and her health concerns grew, she realized that some sacrifices would have to be made. She began to reduce her touring schedule, taking time to focus on her family and her health. While this was a difficult decision, Lynda knew it was the right one for her and her loved ones. She didn't want her legacy to be defined solely by her work, but by the relationships and memories she built along the way. Lynda's children, who had grown older, also became a source of support for her during this challenging time. As a mother, she had always tried to set an example of strength and perseverance, and now it was her children who were stepping up to care for her.